Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. This is Cola and I'm with Walker. Just want to make sure that's true. Um, Fun fact, people never existed with dinosaurs.
Hmm.
I'm just saying that. Hopefully that's been told a million times. I think people should be aware that there's actually no, I mean, people, we didn't live with dinosaurs in the past. Supposedly.
Wait,
Supposedly.
say that again.
Human beings and dinosaurs never coexisted.
Hmm. Yeah, I believe that.
Um, did you ever
Do
watch
you?
the Flintstones?
Huh?
You ever
Uh,
watch the Flintstones?
when there was nothing else on, yes.
Yeah, it was like the Flintstones also had they also had saber-tooth tigers and stuff that, so they all mixed up their uh
Hmm.
uh prehistoric facts. No.
Um, I'm I'm pretty sure it's because Hanna-Barbera was not a paleontologist. he just wanted to put him in a show.
Yeah, it's like a lot of crazy stuff on that too. It's like animals talking, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's all normal.
Hmm.
Well, in that world.
Um, well, I mean, if you um, if you had them together, like in the same coexisting, do you think that humans would have thrived still?
I think people would have thrived for sure. I think we're smart and we just probably just killed them somehow.
I feel like we would have. I feel like we would have died off, like if that were the case, or we would have at least evolved into something different. Just because, like, it was one thing to eat like um meat of the animals at that time, but like just dealing being a reptile guy myself, like dealing with all kinds of reptiles, like you're very susceptible to like salmonella. I can't like so I would at least think that, you know, the ancient form of that was still around and would have like caused a lot of foodborne disease that would have killed off a lot of people, just because reptile meat probably wouldn't be the safest to eat.
That'd be funny if people were just vegetarians and they just eat insects and
Mm.
that's a
We
good point.
just
That's a good point.
like just eat bugs and like leaves. Uh,
That's a good point.
that
But
that's caveman vegans. They still got
that
angry
that
at like meat eaters.
um you should watch well, you shouldn't watch this movie, but it's called 65. Heard that?
I was thinking that
Yeah,
too.
you heard that
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Uh,
Um I
how
thought
was it?
it was terrible. I thought it was gonna be
Okay.
even I thought it was gonna be better than what they showed on the ads, but no, I was super boring. So
Uh,
that's
it
why.
looks like Alien meets Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but then there was not a lot of dinosaurs. There wasn't a lot
Okay.
of dinosaurs, and it was just slow. The pacing
Mm.
was slow. I wish they would explain what happened, right? Like how did they get into that world, the dinosaur
What is the
world?
premise?
So basically, the guy go uh basically he's trying to transport people in space. I'm not sure where they were going, but they get while they were in hibernation, they hit an asteroid field.
Mhm.
Once they hit the asteroid field, um, it damaged the ship, and everyone the whole thing crashed except two survivors, and one of the guys they had to stay alive and figure out what was going on. And but it wasn't Earth, that I'm for sure. Um, but
Okay.
they had to go back to the other the first half. I mean, the first half of the ship, because it got broken up into two pieces. Where that first half, it was basically had an escape pod. So
Mm,
yeah. So they're like dinosaurs weren't dinosaurs from Earth. It was like dinosaurs from another planet. So
mm. So it's not. So it's not like Earth
it's
dinosaurs.
no, it's not Earth dinosaurs. It's like another planet. Yeah.
Mm, okay. Well, semi fun fact.
Oh,
Just because I've learned this one, but it's not like it's not uncommon knowledge, but it is possible to knock out all of the teeth inside of a shark's mouth.
how does it make it possible?
Huh? So because their teeth aren't rooted like people's teeth, like human teeth. So like they actually like they can lose up to 100 teeth per day. So you like if you were to like there is a possibility that all those their entire mouth full of teeth can be knocked out in a day. So
Oh,
yeah. Obviously I would advise against it to try it, but it's just like it's very possible for them to lose their teeth like that because um they're not designed to stay in their mouths. They come out like they get like ripped out like super easily. So there are times when like the entire mouth of a shark like has all the teeth removed. So they can't kill you, but they'll gum the shit out of you.
got it. Got it. Um, Speaking of that, they're making Megalodon Part Two.
The Meg.
They may have meant not yeah, Meg too. So if you like Megalodon, so they're making a Part Two.
Mm,
So just saying.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's just Jaws. It's like that's literally what it is. It's the bigger version of Jaws. But I mean, would you believe Megalodon exists?
I believe in a lot of things, and I probably would believe like Megalodon still exists.
Mm.
If you believe if they had a Megalodon versus Godzilla or King Kong, that'd be a
All
good movie.
three in the same movie. you you throw you throw King Kong into the water, and then he starts like fighting sharks and shit. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like the victor of King Kong versus Godzilla, I don't agree with.
Who
Yeah.
you say is gonna win, King Kong or Godzilla?
Wasn't there a movie that already came out with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I heard spoilers of the
Oh,
ending,
you
and
haven't
I'm
watched
just
the
like,
movie yet?
I have not, and I'm just like,
Oh,
I don't agree with that. No, I'm gonna stop it where I want to stop it to show the correct victor.
but you prefer Godzilla to win.
Well, see, if I said it, like then that would spoil the movie. But
Okay.
but yeah, I want Godzilla to win. Fuck King Kong. That
Is it because
motherfucker
King? Is it
he don't
because
got
King
powers.
Kong? Is King Kong because King Kong is American?
Huh? Is he American?
He's American.
How? What makes him American?
Well, the studio that invented King Kong is an American studio.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me like his bananas are made of cheeseburgers or something.
But
Like this motherfucker is not sitting at like in this jungle home watching like The Simpsons or something. But no, it's like, well, it's an American made fictional character, is what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like King Kong's nationality is American. I'm like,
his
what?
his passport is like
He's
America.
a dual citizen. He has American citizenship and Madagascar. But
No, it's Skull Island. It's Skull Island.
he's the peace ambassador there. I think we need more bananas.
He's like he got upset with the donkey with the Super Mario Brothers because of representation of gorillas.
Like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna rampage on your city.
Um,
He gets like super political about it and shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with Godzilla. He doesn't
Yeah.
like how Bowser was represented. But yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Bowser,
Okay.
what's the most fanciest event you've ever been to?
That transition is like so far off. But
I'm just stretching that out. I'm stretching it.
Okay. So what's the fanciest places I've ever been to? None. Join us next
Oh,
week
there.
for next beach tongue. But nah. I don't know. Like fanciest event?
Yeah, where
I mean,
there's you have to there's like etiquette and dress codes and manners that you have to follow.
oh, well, I mean, see, the thing is, I work at a fairly large company, so it's like, you know, the events are like formally informal,
Formally
or
and formal.
informally, or the other way, informally formal.
Mhm.
So it's like you do follow a certain etiquette and dress code, but it's also like you you do things kind of like unfiltered ish. Like you like casuality like is more over enforced than formality.
I because I work from home and we do a lot of Zoom meetings. It's like some people like for me like a lot of people like they don't dress up anymore. So
Mhm.
that's yeah.
That's a lost concept. So
Yeah.
it,
I mean, I don't know. I just like, it was like I mean, I still put on company work clothes just to represent a little bit, but that's about it. But like yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't dress up like they used to anymore.
mhm. I mean, we actually like have like a whole plethora of different kinds of representation. So it goes from like regular t-shirts to hats to socks, and like the most nice thing is like a polo. But overall it's like a whole bunch of different things that looks like extremely casual.
Mhm,
So no one's ever really in like a dress shirt.
mhm.
But I still in a lot of different ways I do appreciate like dressing nice, like in that part of the culture, just because I still feel like it does look nice. I just feel like there's not a lot of occasions that that style applies to anymore.
Mhm. I think the last fancy I went to um was probably shoot, it was actually an award show, and I just showed up in my regular outfit, in my regular clothes. I didn't know I didn't know it was like an official award show. It was like just show up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm in regular clothes at a fancy event. I got away with it. I was a young kid, small kid. So, but yeah, beyond that, I think probably the next closest thing is probably just weddings. And that's about it. But I mean, like right, like I think the last time I went to, somebody was wearing jeans and a sweater to a wedding. I was like, can you do that? And apparently
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can. You can actually. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of odd in some circumstances, but like uh it's more accepted like now because it's just like I mean, it's a like getting dressed up turns into more of a social status quo than
Mhm.
anything. But technically you do have the option to like just wear like khakis and a polo and you're fine. Personally, like nowadays I kind of prefer that, but there are times when I'm just like, I don't mind being in a like
A
suit and
suit?
tie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or just like have like a button up shirt, um button up, button down, whatever you want to call it, just because it's like, it doesn't hurt to look nice every now and then.
Do you
um
look forward to like do you look forward to getting invited to fancy events? No?
uh it depends really. I mean, like if it's something that like I'm genuinely curious about, yeah, sure. If not, I really don't give a shit. Like I'll show up dressed up, but I'm just like, okay, well, what am I like? I sit there kind of questioning what I'm supposed to be enjoying from this event, type of thing. So, and my job is like has more than ever become like a job where I have to socialize and schmooze with a whole bunch of different people from like different workplaces, and it's like that kind of activity does get exhausting when you're not paid for it.
Got it.
So.
So rather be comfortable than
Mhm.
have to deal with all these people.
Yeah, because then I like,
Really.
I'd rather it be something just like you get to full on enjoy yourself. So it doesn't
Mhm,
matter how you want to dress, sort of thing.
mhm,
Just show up and like have fun. But I'm trying to remember a fancy event that I went to because I went to several larger events like recently,
mhm.
and we like even then I haven't had to dress up. But there is a sort of there is sort of an etiquette there, um, where there's like uh, there's day and night life going on because this is like a multi-day event, and it's like this fairly big show or trade show, and you don't like you'll have an agenda like each day like going into it. So um like when there's that, it's just you dress in your normal assigned work clothing and then you just kind of move about like that. Um, see, I guess I could say like the fanciest event that I've been to was just my own wedding because like I had to dress up and I had to dress the nicest I've dressed before, and like mm, there was a certain sort of etiquette that had to be followed, and it's like not having to like you had to kind of follow like a step by step uh regimen to kind of make it all work. So, and that's probably like the strictest I've been on myself about how I'm behaving.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about you, Cole?
Um, yeah, I think probably the award show. I think it was probably the most fanciest. Like the other fancy place I've been to, like I went to a job interview and I was in a whole full suit.
Oh.
Oh, this is straight out of college. Like you have to wear a suit, and in my head, okay, I'm gonna get this interview with this big company, so I'm gonna wear a suit. I don't know. I felt embarrassed because the next guy next to me was wearing uh regular black pants and a button-up shirt, and that was it. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this is a little
Mhm.
bit too much. I won't get hired. So
Well,
yeah.
generally, how do you feel you should dress for a job interview? Because like I
Now
always understood it as just a button-up shirt and that was it.
now, yeah, I mean now it's just just a regular polo shirt and hopefully go in and get the job, like dress shoes and stuff like that. None of that mattered none of that mattered anymore. So
Mhm.
yeah, I wish it was more like a fancy Hawaiian event.
Fancy Hawaiian?
Yeah, it's just you know how Hawaiian Hawaiians are very casual, and even the fancy events, they dress up in like flip flop shorts and a
No
Hawaiian
shirt?
shirt.
It's show up like no shirt on and shit. Like I
Yeah,
want the job.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I think that's cool.
hmm. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, but yeah, yeah, like so you've been on job interviews like in all
Mhm.
different fashions at this point. Like you've done the Zoom interviews, you've done like regular interviews. Like what what's your takeaway on how your etiquette should be
I think
at this
at this point it's just uh dress as nice as you want, right? And I don't think people who are doing interviews, I don't think they mind or care anymore. Um, it's like
point?
oh,
If it's a Zoom,
you're
they know you're in your shorts.
yeah, you're in shorts, but like um I mean the expectation is like as long as you have a shirt on and not having dumb shit in the background, I think they're happy with that, right? So I don't know. I mean,
I'm just picturing a scenario of like
I've done that
when
before.
you go when you go through a job interview and then it goes really well over Zoom and you're like fuck yeah, and then like you know the interviewers like don't even hang up because they expect you to. So then you're just like, oh fuck yeah, I feel really good right now. And then you start pulling up Pornhub and you start masturbating. You start beating off and then just like, oh okay, you're hired.
Um well, I wouldn't say we had people do that before, but like sometimes you don't know where the off button is when you're on your Zoom call, and like sometimes you can't find it because if you're sharing your screen, the shut off thing is like separate from the main monitor, which sucks. It's like how come it's so hard to jump off a call? It should be a couple of clicks and that's it, and then but you have to like search for it and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Mm, yeah. I mean, my simple fix for a lot of that is just turn everything off entirely.
turn
Come
everything
back
off.
to it like, yep. It's just like doesn't matter. Like if you are in an interview, like that is your primary focus for that chunk of time. Like I don't have like extra tabs up. I don't have anything extra besides the interview portion and the like if there's any notes on the side that I have, and that's it. Like I actually create a lot of notes and questions for my interviews so that like while I'm being interviewed, like I get to return some questions back to them and then just kind of like, you know, make things be more seamless and organized. And also at the same time, it's just like it's impressive to the interviewer when I have my shit together and I am showing the right attitude. But yeah. Um, but the award show was the fanciest event you went to, but that was like when you were a kid.
When I was a kid.
Mm. What about as an adult at this point?
Ooh. I was supposed to go to some type. I was supposed to go to some type of after party after NAB. But I didn't
What's
go
NAB?
because I didn't. National Association for Broadcasters.
Mm,
But it's a big convention where anything dealing with broadcasting, podcasting, they'll have people have booths selling their products. But it's like it's like showing broadcast technology and stuff like that. So it's a big convention. Um, Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not. But yeah, like there was like a thing that there was an after party, but you had to dress up. I didn't bring anything that was supposed to dress up, so I was like, I didn't go. But people
mm,
asked for me, and I was like, nah, it's all right. But I heard that people got hella drunk. So
mm. Yeah.
people get down.
Yeah. So that's kind of how some of the things are for like that's how it was for the last trade show I went to. It was like there was after parties and everything. So like there were people that let loose for sure. But um yeah, it's not uh it's a weird culture to me, but at the same time I'm sure it's existed long before like any of this like COVID business because those trade shows were shut down for like 2 or 3 years.
And people were trying to get let loose. It's like people miss it.
Hmm. Yeah. So I mean uh they're trading COVID for STDs again.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, STDs are on the rise.
Uh yeah.
Especially STDs amongst old people. Yeah, it's on the rise too.
The fuck? Where'd you get that statistic?
That's it's on the rise too. It's on the rise too. It's an episode of Grey's Anatomy. That's what
uh you actually watch Grey's Anatomy?
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy.
Mm. Uh yeah. Um I was talking about this with Jack before where I was just like uh the whole dating dynamic has like really shifted over the years.
Uh-huh.
It's just like there's no more like there's a certain like now there's a certain method to the dance that's like out of order in
Oh.
which like well I mean because back in the day like when we were dating like when we dated as young kids, it was just like there was a whole process where it was just like you get to know someone, and then like you were to you know develop a closer bond. Then it's just like then you move into uh, more physical intimacy like sex and um, deeper relationship bonding. Whereas now it's more like sex is the prerequisite to actually like starting to get to know someone, and it was just like holy shit. Like like where was this? Because I remember how hard we had to work for this shit. you know
That's just right. It's like go straight to the point now.
yeah, but it's just like it's just weird because it's weird because it's just like I need to know you're good at sex so that I can possibly consider like I could possibly consider whether or not I can have a future with you. And also it's just like you know and it's also like we're in the age of convenience where we can dismiss like any sort of problems that just we don't like instead of like actually having to deal with them and like sort of grow a relationship from them. So it's like what ordinarily would have been you know like yeah, we're going through this hurdle right now, but like we're just going to work through it, and then this C has become like, well, you know, you're not chewing your food in the way that I like, so I'm done.
Mm.
You know.
Well, I mean, yeah, like people are replaceable now. So
Yeah, but it's just like they're not wrong for doing that though. At the same time, right? Because then
mm,
it's like when you consider like what the culture is like now, it's just like we're in the age of convenience. Like things can be passed off so easily that it's just like it devalues a lot of le- the up close intimate relationships that are there. Because now it's like you kind of you have like a large list of friends, but you can't fully like connect with the handful that you have, or that you can't connect with the handful that are there because you haven't undergone like developing a full like relationship type of deal. But, yeah. I'm trying to think of any other fancy events that I've gone to, but have you got any off the top of your head?
no, I mean probably prom, but that wasn't. I mean, I don't think that's. I don't think that was fancy. Oh, actually, we went to
Mhm.
a company. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we went to a So our CEO is a member of a certain country club, and what they didn't tell us, the country club requires no jeans. You have to wear pants, and you have to wear a dress shirt.
Mm,
And originally they said nobody's coming in if no one is putting if they're not wearing these basic minimums, right? And
uh,
so it turns out that almost everybody didn't bring any dress dressy outfit because we weren't told to, right? We were assuming that we're just gonna go do like a regular company after party, but because the country club was so strict on it, and there was just a lot of food and money we spent on it, like our HR person convinced them to let us into the event. But the event was very fancy. It's just all you can drink wine. It was on like a golf course,
mhm.
and what else? Golf course, and they just kept on giving us drinks. But it was like super fancy. Like at the inside, it was just like all this wood interior and stuff like that. But like we were at, like everybody wanted to watch a basketball game, but they didn't have any TVs for us to watch basketball game. But that was like the
Mhm.
last company event that we had to. I mean, that we but it was fancy, and but we weren't prepared for it, right?
Mm.
And I don't think anybody there has been any place that fancy before, right? So it was
Okay.
crazy. It was crazy.
Uh, hmm. Um, so then for a fancy event, like what else would you consider to be sort of an event where you would kind of uh
Need to dress up.
yeah, dress up nice too, I guess.
Um, Probably weddings. Um, Maybe not graduation. I'm fine with just pants and a shirt. What else? Um, what else? What
So
else?
I mean, I dress up when there is a sort of planned agenda with an event and dinner. If it's a
Uh-huh.
combination of two things that are that if it's a combination of two things like that, then I tend to dress up a bit more. So, I mean, if it's something that doesn't require physical activity, you're enjoying a show or something like that, then I dress up. And then and like when with that coupled with like uh dinner after before or after, like that's usually a prompt for me to like dress up more.
Got it.
Yeah. Cause I went to go like I go see stand-ups and I dress up too. So like it's a extended event, and then usually like whoever I'm with, we end up getting food before or after.
Do you get it after? Do you
Hmm?
prefer to get it after?
Ah, it depends. If it's like an 8 p.m. or later event, then before. If after, then it's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, if anything, I would say I would prefer to get it after, usually, just because like like the trouble with getting it before is if you fall asleep,
Mm.
you know.
Sometimes you fall asleep at fancy events.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, like, say, because my wife and I had gone to see like some symphonies before. So, uh, we go like, well, it's not even like fancy symphonies. It's like video game symphonies where it's just like, Legend of Zelda orchestrated concert, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy type of thing. So it's not the fanciest thing, but it's just like when we show up to those events, it's just like it usually is us being dressed up.
Just you guys, everybody else not dressed up. They have Zelda t-shirts.
It's half and half actually.
That's half half.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's actually pretty cool to see people dressed up in character, and it's just like, you know, it like when you have the cosplayers and stuff, they actually have like some pretty bomb costumes. Uh, but yeah,
Did
it,
you
it's
did,
it's a hmm,
did you watch the Mario movie yet?
Mario movie. No, I have not.
No. Hey,
Very, I'm very tempted to, but at the same time, I
mm,
haven't. Um, I had time this weekend, but at the same time, I was really just trying to like decompress after like weeks of dealing with a whole bunch of crap. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, I've already told Kola about like a lot of the personal stuff that I ended up going through anyways. So, but it's pretty much just that. Um, but yeah. So do you have any sort of threshold or rule when it comes to dressing up or um, qualifying as a fancy event?
if a person says is a suit and tie affair, then I probably go. I'm like, okay, go go rent a suit and tie.
Mm.
Hmm?
Okay, so what were the weirdest places you wore suit and ties to?
At a job interview, which I should never have done, and then at my own birthday party, which I I was
Wow.
wearing I was wearing my own suit. I was like, forget it. I'm not doing this again. It's
What drove
embarrassing.
you to do that?
I don't know. I was like, I had it and I was like, I just bought it and I rather want to use it because I know I'm not gonna go anywhere fancy besides this. And I did it myself. And
Mm.
that's the last time I did that.
Oh. Uh, I used to consider like going out to the malls as sort of like a fancy event or something that's like worth dressing nice to. And I was like, someone had convinced me when I was younger that you can wear like a suit and dress up super nice to go to a mall. And so I'd done that for a while, and I'm just like, I feel so stupid right now. But yeah, it's like you're in a suit and tie, and then you're out shopping. Uh, all right,
For some baggy
all right.
pants and
Yeah, and you get like the most